Hey, what's up, guys? This is the guy,
And the other guy.
and today we're gonna get into some interesting sports topics, as you all know. NBA draft was last week, and NHL draft was, I believe, last night, right?
It was last night, I think. Yeah, last night it was, yeah.
So we're gonna be talking about that. We're talking about this NBA trade and wherever the
Whatever
court
comes
has.
up.
Yeah. So did you watch the draft? I watched it.
I watched a bit of the draft. I didn't watch a lot of the later picks and stuff, but
Yeah,
the first five, like Wembenyama, Brandon Miller,
yeah,
Scoot
yeah.
Henderson, like all the big guys. And then the Twins got drafted too,
Yeah,
like
back to
right after
back.
back to back, yeah.
I watched it. I told my family that I'm just gonna watch the draft until Grady Dick gets drafted.
Dude, I was waiting for Grady Dick to
He
get
got
drafted.
drafted 13th
Yeah, like well,
for
cause,
Rangers.
cause like I was watching like the next couple picks after the two twins got drafted. I'm like, what? Because Grady Dick was on the clock, and I'm like, when's Grady Dick coming? And then after that, I'm like, you know what? Fuck this. I'll just do something else.
You know what makes sense though? I mean, from the mock drafts, I thought he was going to be picked 11 to 14 range. So he got picked where people thought he would get picked.
See, that's the thing. Some people said at the beginning like he was a lottery pick, and then people like started saying he was like a higher pick, and I
Oh,
don't know.
really?
I was yeah, like, and that was like some of the analysts, but I think like yeah, most people were saying he was supposed to go lottery.
He did.
Like yeah, and he did
The
yeah,
lottery's a top 14, right?
yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I think most, at least from what I saw, there could be other people who said other things, but from what I saw, people thought he was going to be picked like somewhere from 10 to 14. I don't
Yeah.
think anyone thought he was going to be in the top 10.
Yeah. Well, there's been so many
Yeah.
cases like where people didn't even like people did not think anyone was going to get drafted, and then like guys like Giannis like slipped in through the
Oh,
draft.
yeah. Giannis was 15th.
Giannis is
But did you
15th.
see
Yeah.
Giannis get drafted?
I didn't see
I
that.
actually saw it.
That's
It was my
crazy.
first ever draft. It was the 2013 NBA draft, and I was like in summer going into the sixth grade. And this is the draft where Anthony Bennett was number one. And I remember seeing like number 15 pick, and it was like Giannis Antetokounmpo from Greece. And I was like, who the fuck's that? And I was like 11 years old, and then
Is that everyone's reaction?
yeah, pretty much everybody was like, who's that? And then like he ends up being like a two-time MVP. I'd probably put him top 30 all time, even though he's like 29, 28. How old is he?
Yeah, he's still got a long way to go. I
Oh,
think
for
it's the
sure, but I
same
still
thing.
think he's like. I would still put him in the top 30. If he were to retire today, I would put him at the top 30.
Like I would
Yeah,
have, but the Heat series kind of changed my mind about that a little bit.
yeah.
Like they
A
had
lot of players have their. Yeah.
Giannis got it. See, that's the thing. Giannis did get injured for like two of those games, but they
The
should have
Heat have a
capped
really
off
good
that
team.
series. They had a great team. They
Yeah,
should have won without
the
Giannis.
Bucks
Yeah,
without Giannis. Yeah.
I think
Who do
they.
they have? Drew Holiday
Drew Holiday, Chris
for
Middleton, Brooke
this year.
Lopez. Yeah,
I thought Middleton was hurt.
Middleton. I don't think he might have been hurt for like a game or something.
Oh,
But
okay.
Giannis was hurt for like two or
Okay.
three games. They had, and yeah, I think they had Middleton, Drew Holiday, Brooke Lopez, a couple guys off the
And the Heat
bench,
beat the Celtics.
Bobby
So
Portis.
yeah.
Yeah,
Well, the Giannis, I do admit. I don't know. I mean, like, I don't want to backtrack from what I just said. I mean, he's still very young, but he's definitely up there. Like, if for someone to say he's not like a top 50 player, or at least a top 40 player,
yeah.
that's like, come on,
I just have to
bro.
think about my list
That's
if
true.
that
You
were
gotta
the
go
case.
through all the history of the league. You
Yeah,
gotta,
I go for yeah.
yeah. But if I had to like guesstimate, I'd probably say he's got to be like in the top 30, 40.
Yeah. Also, because like I feel like I just have the same thing with like guys who like say, oh, Patty Mahomes is like no question Hall of Famer, the best ever, to like yada yada. I'm like,
He has the potential to be the best ever.
he could be, he
Yeah.
could be. Well, let's
I
yeah.
would put him in the top 10 to 15 quarterbacks of all time already.
Already, see, yeah. I mean,
Just based off the
maybe
fact that he's like has two Super Bowls. He has
15 20. I'd put him at 15 20
how
for now.
yeah, it's just like one of those. That's another one of those things we have to go through the list of the quarterbacks.
That's
Yeah.
and like yeah, like I'd have to yeah exactly. Because I don't know. I just feel like because like you wouldn't think
He's
there's
just
so
young,
many
yeah.
like well because especially like not many people play at that kind of level. So like the people like you'd throw maybe you'd think only a couple guys on the top of the list. And I don't know, like there you may only have like 5 or 10 that are just like no question you put them up there. And like you kind of got the second level, but I think that second level is just so diversified and it's like you really can't figure out who to put
Yeah,
at that
that's
second
what I
level.
feel like. For me personally, like I already
It's
know
very
my
comparable.
top five in basketball and players. It's got Michael Jordan, LeBron, Kareem, and then I got Magic and Bird at five. And then after that, it's between like Wilt and Kobe and Shaq and Hakeem. It's like hard to kind of like pick.
Yeah.
At least for me, that's my personal rating.
I think it's
Yeah,
also like the eras too, because like
yeah,
I genuinely think if Wilt played in the '80s or something like that,
He
like
was still
people,
really good.
well, and he would be listed as that all-time great because people would be like, he's playing with a bunch of like pasty white guys in the '60s.
Yeah, he was different. Like he was just like a different breed. Like the league, like a lot of the guys were like they had other jobs, like and it was just like not as competitive and global.
True, I
And then
forgot.
also
Yeah,
like the conditioning wasn't the same because like and Wilt was just like he regardless of what decade, he was kind of like a Bo Jackson. Like he's just a freak.
he was a
Just a
monster.
different
Yeah,
like not athlete like a Jim Thorpe, like a just like a mythical kind of dude that can just do anything. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah, like
Deion Sanders, like those kind of like once in a generation people who are just out of the planet.
exactly.
Herschel Walker, one of those kind of guys.
Herschel Walker.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you see Deion Sanders went into surgery?
Oh,
I forgot what it was for. It was
really?
something with the brain, but
Recently?
yeah, I think he's fine though. But
Oh,
yeah,
is it like CTE or anything?
it could be, but I don't know specifically. He just had to take a little bit of time off from
Okay.
his Colorado coaching job.
Hopefully he's ready for the fall season.
Dude, they're gonna be so like. I mean, maybe the first
I
year,
really
no, a
like
little.
their. I
The
mean, their
first year's,
team, but like there's the Pac-12 is like I feel like people underrate how good that is.
but didn't a lot of them move? Who's in the Pac-12 that's really
Well,
good right now?
USC and UCLA are moving next year,
Yeah, they're.
so this is like the last year.
So UCLA and USC are staying for this upcoming season.
Yeah, and
Okay, I
then
thought they were moving this
yeah,
year.
next year they're in the
Yeah,
Big Ten.
then they're gonna be in
And
the
they're gonna
Big
be
Ten.
playing like Michigan is gonna be playing them and like USC and
Yep.
UCLA. Michigan's got a tough 2024 schedule against those teams and like Ohio State. They're gonna be going playing each other and shit.
Well, that's why probably JJ McCarthy's dipping early.
Probably.
Yeah, because literally, like, that's the
Caleb
thing.
Williams will be gone too, so I don't know who the hell's gonna be the quarterbacks for those
Caleb
teams.
Williams, yeah, like,
Both those guys will go to the draft unless McCarthy gets like injured or something.
yeah, true.
Yeah.
I think Caleb Williams did get drafted.
No, he's too young.
Is he a sophomore this year? Or?
He was a sophomore.
Oh, he's
Or
gonna be a
he
junior
was a
this year.
junior.
I thought he was a junior this year.
He's
Okay,
gonna be he's nuts.
I'm sure he's
He's
nuts.
like Mahomes, but he's bigger. Like that's kind of how I see it.
Really?
Well, like, people compare him to Mahomes,
Yeah.
and like people love to compare players, like because like
I think for everybody to Mahomes.
like people just have their own flair and style.
Yeah.
I don't know how would I just he's 6'1", 215, so he's very built. He's a dual threat, and Mahomes is also kind of like a built
Yeah.
sort of like a dual threat. Caleb Williams is even more of a dual threat.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Mahomes, like 6'5", built,
I think it's
can
6'3",
can run
6'30",
throw.
something like that. But I don't know.
Just all the
Yeah.
skill sets, literally everything. Like a can do everything player essentially.
Yeah. I
But
don't know though. Caleb Williams, I see him being good. I just don't know if he will be like something about him just seems off to me.
you don't think he'd be a good pocket passer or something?
I don't know. Like something about him, like I don't know if he'd be like the best leader.
Mm.
I could be wrong.
That's my question about Bryce. I know Bryce Young. Like,
Well, he
there's
seems
those.
like he seems like a stand-up guy.
That's what people have been
Yeah.
saying with the Panther, like because the Panthers
Yeah.
just dropped like a documentary or something about like stuff they're doing behind the scenes to prepare for the
Bryce
season.
Young.
The journey of Bryce Young. I genuinely
Yeah.
think that's why I'm making it. But
Yeah.
yeah, like I don't know. I feel like Bryce Young, like he's at least like in the couple weeks of him being in practice, like from what they reported, like he's making a lot of plays. He's
Oh
like
yeah, for sure.
like talking to guys, like just building this team from the ground up. But time will only tell.
Did you hear? I heard something that he was actually correcting the plays. That
Yeah,
the Panthers
I
were
heard
making.
that too. Yeah,
Oh yeah, like from my estimates, like Bryce Young and C.J. Stroud, both those guys, like at least from what I've seen from them in interviews, they both seem very humble. They both seem like great leaders, very um intelligent as well. They just seem like they're very like they're not like a typical like stereotypical quarterback that's like, oh, I'm the man, like fuck all this people.
yeah,
Like they just seem like they're just humble dudes that want to work and get better and be good for their team. They're both class of 2020. But I don't know. Have
true.
you seen anything from Bryce Young? Like any interviews from them? They just both seem very chill, humble guys to me,
Hmm.
at least.
Yeah, except
Yeah.
CJ Stroud got that Bugatti.
Have a Bugatti and like still be a humble guy. To be honest, it's about how you treat people.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
just hard. It gets harder the
It's
more
hard, yeah.
especially the more success you have.
And at the same time,
It's
it's like
harder.
you're gonna be in an interview, so you don't want to come across as a bad person. So who knows what they're like behind the scenes? It's
Exactly.
just how they appear to be.
Also, they're only talking about you or like someone you know or something. Like why you get like you go in for an interview and type of stuff. But
Yeah,
yeah,
especially like when you're like a quarterback in college and you're getting interviewed and like millions of people see it.
it's just a lot. It's a lot at
Yeah,
once, especially like
yeah.
for a guy like Weminyama, who's just like again so much pressure, but he says he's not concerned with the hype. So
I mean, honestly, like I feel like the athletes now they seem more like
they seem
they
more
seem more laid back compared to like back in the like 2000s, 90s. Like
at least like the biggest stars, like yeah, to your point, like they're
Mm,
more like relaxed. They're more about or not relaxed, but they're more humble, more
yeah,
like dedicated. Just get your stuff done and move on, like type of thing. You can have your fun outside of the sport,
yeah,
but when you're in the gym, you need to be working.
yeah. Because like, there's so many NDAs, and like, there's actually this video on YouTube about like NBA groupies. This one guy was making, and this one guy commented, and he was like, "Wait, players in the NBA be smashing so much? I had no idea." Everybody was like, "What planet do you live in?"
Yeah, like yeah, right. Like no way, no.
Like he just found out the Earth was flat. Yeah.
Exactly. Some crazy stuff. But yeah, what else? What else we got on the docket?
Just wish that like this is kind of like a bias because Brandon Miller's a really good player, but it would have been cool if the Hornets picked up Scoot Henderson.
Dude, I wanted them. I wanted them
Yeah.
to form the best backcourt that the
Lamelo
league
in the
could
center.
possibly have in the
Yeah.
next 5 years. Yeah,
Yeah.
or if Lamelo Ball comes back healthy. But I think Lamelo Ball, like he could be a good first option. But I think like for him, what I could see him in the future being as is one of the best second options to be on a championship team.
Yeah, or like a dual option. But yeah, I can see him being a second option for sure.
Like just a great. He's like one of those like a Jimmy Butler that's like too good to be a second option, not good enough to be a
I
first.
could see him like being like a second option to someone who's older than him and can like teach him.
Oh yeah, like
And
a
then like the old,
mentor.
and then he gets once he's like 29, 30, he'll be like the first option or something.
Yeah, but who would be like a point guard? Curry comes to the Hornets.
Doesn't have to be a different position player. It could be like maybe like a Jason Tatum could like teach him or something.
Is Tatum older than that? He's
He's
like,
not that old. He's like 4 years older than him.
yeah. I think Tatum's also just a guy that's like. I mean, he's been in the fun. I thought they like the Celtics could have a shot last year at winning it,
Yeah.
and that was like when Tatum was like kind of in like he just seemed like he was on fire and like ready to take
Yeah,
charge.
and then he was
But
young and he's inexperienced in the finals. And Jalen Brown actually played a lot better than him. Jalen
yeah,
Brown's like they're like around the same age. I think Jalen Brown's a year older.
yeah, but this year Jalen Brown is struggling.
Yeah,
He's
they like
this
alternated.
is a make or break year for the Celtics because Jalen Brown's contract is up next
And
year,
they got Porzingis now.
and they got Porzingis as well. Dude,
Who's their point guard now?
they
Derek White.
well yeah, dude, I'd rather have Derek White honestly.
He's good.
He's
Well, like,
so good. Like, bro,
um,
he literally saved their season in Game 6, bro. But also he's just. I mean, Malcolm Brogdon. They still have Malcolm Brogdon. Like,
oh, they do. So they'll kind of have like just like a couple like rotating point guards,
they have a couple really good offensive point guards.
and then they'll have Al Horford and Robert Williams.
Yeah, I mean, literally, besides those guys, who's playing defense?
Will Al Horford be the center?
I'm sure he'll still be.
Porzingis is a power forward.
I think literally, dude, Al Horford, he's passing the torch to Robert Williams. I think he's passing.
Robert Williams is really good.
I can see him
defensively.
being a Robert Parrish or something like that.
He's good. He's a good like defender, bro.
Like good defender,
Yeah.
like hard nosed, like teeth of the D, like real, like real basketball. Getting down to that real basketball. Like I wouldn't say bad boy Pistons, but that type of
No,
stuff.
no. I don't think
Because that's a different. Well, the thing is,
different
like,
era. Different era.
a different era, but also the like, and I think nowadays you really can't do this, but like the '80s, like when the Bad Boy Pistons are playing, they like because you had some defense, like the Bucks were a more like with Sidney Moncrief and Terry Cummings and like all those guys, they were more of like a lot of those teams were just more like hard nosed, like just regular defense, like hands up rather than
Yeah.
and the Pistons were just like we're punching you, we're gonna throw you to the
No,
ground.
you can like three standards. Anything's like defense. Like you just like shove someone, and they'll be like,
Well, you breathe on someone, it's a foul.
well, back in the day, like if you shove someone, they're like, nah, whatever, get up, pussy.
Yeah.
But nowadays, it's like you touch someone like this, and
Yeah,
they're like,
it's
technical foul on James Harden.
throw the technical, yeah,
And
and then
James Harden is
sorry.
like trying to fit. I don't know. I could see James Harden's just like that.
Dude, that yeah, and especially, I mean, do you think though, like especially in the finals when there were some questionable calls towards the end of some games, do you think that's
this
due
year?
to yeah, do you think that's due to
That's every
like
year.
soft?
Question calls every year.
Yeah, but do you think that's due to the NBA getting softer?
Yeah, I saw.
Because like you see the
Yeah.
foul, like especially I love Jimmy Butler, but that foul when he got like fouled at the 3 point line, he like hit that step back when like they barely
Which
touched
game
it.
was this?
This was the last game 5. Remember, like when they
I didn't actually. I'm
you didn't
ashamed to
see the
say I
ending.
saw the end of it. I didn't see the beginning.
You saw okay, but you saw
I was
the
hanging
ending.
out with Ben and Keith. He
Honestly,
didn't have cable at his house,
yeah,
so I could watch the game.
that's see,
Like,
see that's the thing. I didn't watch the beginning either. I was watching towards the end.
So what quarter was this in?
This is the like the last couple of minutes. You know that I know you know a
Did he
player.
make the shot?
He missed. No, he totally. He actually he
Oh,
was
he was
close.
fouled from three.
He was fouled from three, and there's like
Oh,
the
actually, I do
rest say
remember
is
this
like the
now.
natural motion. Like they
And he made
in
all three of them, right?
he I think he did make all
And
three of
then
them. Yeah,
and then the Nuggets scored again.
yeah. The Nuggets
Okay,
scored.
now I remember.
Jamal Murray
Okay.
drilled a three, I think, and then that's what kind of sealed it.
Okay.
But yeah, like he he literally like I think he kicked out too. Like I genuinely think he like kicked out and then like it hit Jamal Murray or who fouled him? I forgot. He kicked out and it hit I think it was Aaron Gordon or something. It hit
Yeah.
Aaron Gordon's leg and they're like, it's a foul. We're calling it. They were throwing that flag down or whatever
I think that's
NBA now.
crazy.
We're blowing that whistle. But I mean, if you've ever seen like Joe Crawford though, that's some bad officiating. That's just that was just a specific ref.
Bro, you think like in these? I feel like the refs gotta be getting paid some shit, bro. I feel like that.
You know, Tim Donaghy was getting
Yeah,
paid.
that just came brought to light like the NBA, NFL officials. It's just kind of weird, you know.
Yeah, it's
Like
such a business
no,
now.
I think fights are the worst. Like the officiating for like the final decisions for fighting.
It
It's
used to,
so
yeah.
weird now.
I feel like it's
Like the
got
UFC and shit. Yeah.
at least like now, like you don't really know who's gonna win. In the '80s, it was a game, set, and match when like the point spread and all that was happening, and
Yeah.
like
But was
it
it as rigged back then? It is. I mean, it's probably always been rigged the same degree. But
like like the corruption in boxing like
like
the
Don
head of
King.
like like the head of
Yeah.
boxing is not like literally like meeting with people deciding who's going to win a match
Yeah.
nowadays, but yeah, back in the day like it was total corruption back in the day. Now it's like some people
The
are
UFC,
corrupt.
there's some questionable decisions though in terms of like. Well, I know the Islam. I actually kind of rewatched the Islam Volkanovski fight. You know, that was questionable.
Yeah,
Um, People were complaining about that, and then I just hear a lot of stuff. People complain about UFC, like how they decide that.
everybody's always complaining about the
Yeah,
UFC
true.
though.
I don't know about boxing. I mean, like boxing seems like, although I don't know about Haney. I don't know if Haney beat Lomachenko.
That's what I'm wondering,
Yeah,
like that could have gone either way,
it was like
but
pretty even.
like that's the thing. I feel like if Lemonchenko do you which like if the refs were trying to rig a game, like who do you think's winning? Like are they picking Lemonchenko because the experience? Or are they picking Haney because that's like who's the marketable fighter
Since
now?
it was in America, I feel like they'd pick Haney
Yeah,
because he's like the young and like
he's the
yeah, yeah,
exactly like he's the marketable
yeah.
fighter. Like Lemonchenko, he's like older.
He's been like a
He's
decent.
like he's like waiting for people. Like he's more patient with this fight. Like he's not throwing punches
It's
like all
like
that.
yeah, it's like Canelo when he faced off against Triple G.
Yeah,
I believe Canelo won the fight. I did not watch the fight, but I'm just like hypothetically, if they were like fighting and it was clear that like Triple G won or like it was just no one got knocked out,
yeah.
they probably would decide Canelo because Canelo's like the most marketable boxer. You know?
Exactly,
Yeah.
yeah. Like it's all about like who's
Name, name, name,
marketable.
name.
The name. Well, that's why you see like cuz we were talking audience, we were talking about like why a lot of boxers and UFC individual fighters just don't get the name recognition, but yeah, I think like you were saying like just all the like top 5, top 10 like guys like Ryan Garcia, Devin Haney, um who else am I thinking that other fighter?
Terrence Crawford.
Terrence
Have you
Crawford,
heard of like Shakar Stevenson? He's pretty good.
Shakara
I don't know if you say
Stevenson.
his name, but it's like Shakar Stevenson.
Shakara Stevenson. Yeah,
Is that
like
how you say it?
I think it
Oh.
is. It sounds about right. Yeah, but either way, yeah, these guys are like the
Tank
new face
Davis.
of
You can't
Tank
forget about
Davis.
Tank Davis.
Tank Davis. These are like the newer guys in boxing that
Jake
like are
Paul.
going. Jake. Yeah, that's a different
People
sport though.
name. Name.
He's got a different. He's playing a different sport though.
What? No name.
Yeah, it's a little different.
Is he in
It's
the PFL?
yeah, yeah, he is in the PFL.
Has he had fights though?
I don't. He's had a
I know he's in the
couple, but
PFL. I don't know if he's had fights.
no, that's right. I
Same
really
with
don't.
Francis Ngannou. They're both in the PFL.
Yeah. See, that's the difference between Jake Paul though. Jake Paul literally like you don't really see too many YouTube. It's like I don't know if Victor Wembanyama was like
A
a
YouTuber.
YouTuber or something. Yeah. If
He's
he
like
was
a
a
seven
YouTube
foot five, bro.
exactly, and
Yeah.
then he all of a sudden like gets drafted in the NBA.
Although Jake Paul's
Or
fighting.
that's not a good comparison.
Jake Paul's fighting Diaz.
Yeah.
Nate Diaz.
He's gonna fight Nate Diaz. Oh,
Yeah,
he is.
they're boxing each other. I think. I believe it's boxing. I don't think it's MMA.
When is this happening?
If it was MMA, Jake Paul would get fucked.
We gotta watch that fight.
Dude, we gotta watch Elon Zuckerberg.
Oh, that's gonna
Whenever
be a
that
good
takes
fight.
place, bro.
Yeah.
The whole world's gonna watch that.
True. There's a couple that are coming up this summer that I'm hyped for.
Definitely Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence.
That's gonna be a good
As well
fight.
as Jake Paul Diaz and whenever the Zuckerberg
Right.
fight is.
Yeah.
And then there's some UFC fights coming up with
Oh right, I forgot. Mark. Wait, so it's Mark Zuckerberg and Elon Musk are fighting, right?
yeah.
Yeah. I don't even
That's
know
gonna be
what.
the highest. That's gonna be the most watched fight ever.
You know they're both gonna actually try to trade. They're both gonna
Dude,
actually.
Zuckerberg actually like knows shit. Like he's pretty good.
Well,
He's
he
like a
took
jujitsu guy.
one of those guys took jujitsu. I think yeah, Mark
He won
Zuckerberg.
a tournament.
He won a
I
turn.
wonder if he paid the people off.
When was this? Was this like
This is
after he?
California.
This is this after he got big?
Bro, Zuckerberg like is low key like a good fighter. Like he could fuck you
Interesting.
up.
This could be a good
Like
fight.
I've seen clips of Zuckerberg and like I mean obviously he's not like a professional fighter, but like if you compare it to the average person, he could probably beat most people out.
Yes, like is it because
He's
like
got that
he
dog in him.
like yeah, like did he just do this when he was younger or like when he was in
No,
Facebook? He's like
he just doesn't want to be seen as a nerd anymore.
yeah. So yeah, he goes to Facebook,
Like why
gets rich off Facebook, takes a couple classes, you know.
bro, it's like why do you think that Jeff Bezos he takes TRT now? Because he wants to be fucking swole, bro.
He's TRT.
Well, look at him. He's jacked.
He
He's a
is.
billionaire. He's
Oh,
so
oh, yeah,
he
yeah.
definitely takes TRT. I think he does.
That makes sense.
Joe Rogan said about it. If he doesn't take TRT, if he didn't take anything, I'd be surprised because like
I guess he would do an
when he
HEH
was a
or
young
something.
guy, his physique wasn't like that. It's hard to put on a physique when you're that old.
Yeah. Or Jeff Bezos actually just started going to the gym, like on a regular regimen.
He's like still like he looks yoked, and when he was like in his 30s, like when you should be in your physical prime,
Yeah.
he was like a twig.
Oh my god. Jeff Bezos, the late bloomer.
Something like because like think about it, like Bezos and Zuckerberg, like they're the richest. They're like the rich tech bros. They want to be seen as like the Chads now because they got the
The
money,
Giga Chads,
they got
yeah.
the money, they got the smarts, but they want to have the physicality.
Yeah,
That's the
exactly.
thing.
They would.
It's a masculine thing to want.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
Like, if you're if you have that masculine trait, like, you just want to have like every single part of like
Yeah.
like
The
you
complete
need to be the
man.
best at your job. You
Yeah.
need to be the most physically fit person. You need
Yeah.
you need to have all bases of your life covered. You need to be the
Yeah.
best dad. You know, number one dad on the coffee mug. Like every basis needs to be covered.
Well, that's what it's like as a man. Like, you gotta be the best.
You got to be the best.
You be intelligent. You gotta be charming. You gotta be tall and handsome. You
Exactly.
gotta be rich. You gotta be smart. There's so many things, and like that's just like to attract women mostly.
Set.
Because like
Yeah.
if you don't have like any of those things, you have like a very limited amount of those things. It's gonna be hard to find a woman, especially now. I
Yeah.
don't want to be like pessimistic, but it's just
Oh, true.
yeah.
Well, even like in the
Well,
it ruins.
it's hard like that in general though.
It like ruins it because like if you're like even like for every guy there's always like one big glaring flare like that everybody kind of gets a little insecure about. So like it's like that is just kind when that happens it like kind of brings you down and then like you're like I don't feel good enough to go
Like
do
a
this.
shortcoming, shortcoming.
Yeah, shortcoming exactly like a noticeable huge shortcoming that whether sometimes you can or can't have control with.
Yeah.
But yeah, like and it like because in general for everybody it like it like brings you down
Yeah,
sometimes
it's
for you to
not
want to
human.
like go out
It's a human thing.
and like ruins your confidence.
It's a human thing.
It's
I
the
think it
yeah
hurts women more because women are kind of like they're more like emotional, and like they care more about like men care about appearance too, but women care more
yeah.
about appearances.
I feel like yeah ours is just kind of weird because like we're more yeah like we're not trying to be like we're either like super chill or we're just like yeah like being a man.
It's toxic
Yeah,
masculinity.
toxic.
Well, I mean, I think at the end of the day,
Masculinity.
as long as you're trying to improve your life, like even if like you're like maybe not attractive guy, if you're like out of shape and you're just like you don't think you're smarter, you just have lower self esteem. If you start implementing habits, and it's not easy, obviously, like,
Yeah.
it's not gonna happen
Oh yeah.
all at once. But I don't. I think if any guy in the world, unless they have like a severe,
Yeah.
disability or something like that, they could easily be at least a 5 out of 10. Like like improve and like be charming. Because women like they just want you to be comfortable in your own skin. Like women, like they care about looks, but not to the same degree as dudes. Like if you're confident in your own skin,
Yeah.
you have a good personality, you're charming, you got your shit together. Like if you're 5 or 6, you could pull a very attractive woman. I've seen it. You see it all the time.
Oh yeah, there's
Yeah,
so many. You see
yeah.
so many like guys who are like fours or fives,
You're
just
like
ending
eight
up.
or nine. Yeah.
They're with eights or not. They're with the next. They're with the supermodel that you've
They gotta
always
believe in
wanted.
themselves, or they have a lot of money.
One of the two, yeah. Or it's both.
Well, you gotta have
Well, the money. I can't tell if that would help the money or if money would help with that.
well, you gotta believe in yourself to make the money, and then once you have the money and you believe in
Then you believe in
you
yourself
get more,
again.
you get even more confidence, and then you're just talking to a girl, and the girl's like, "Dang, this guy's like not even good looking," and then he's coming up to me. This shows balls, and she probably sees it as like a masculine trait.
Yeah, she's like,
Yeah.
"Holy crap, this ugly guy actually like he's going balls to the wall." Yeah,
He's like a witty guy, and then she's like, "Oh yeah, I see you."
yeah. Well,
Yeah. And then but if a guy and guys were
check the
well,
pockets.
men and women are like they're shallow in different ways. Men are definitely more shallow in terms of looks. Like if it's like a 4 out of 10 going up to a guy, like I'll be flattered, or most men will be flattered by it, but it's not like I want to date the girl.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I mean,
It's like a status thing. And it's also kind of an ego thing for men. It's also kind
Yeah.
of like as a man, you're just like I don't know, men are just like more visual creatures.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, like, because like you either get like I mean, for guys, it's either you want the beauty or you want someone that's like, no, I'm deeper. I want someone deeper. You know, I want
Bro,
someone that
both.
gets me.
I guess it's
You
hard to
can't.
find both, but like you
If you
can't
can
really.
find it, great. But yeah. Well,
I
like
think
it.
I think you can find it. I think it's more common than you would think.
But it's like you kind of have to make you have to make do because you're not getting a 9.5 that's super deep and
Oh
like
yeah, no, no. But you can definitely find a very attractive girl that's super sweet and cute.
yeah like
That's
hey you can
awesome.
find a 7 8 you know like that's the goal that's the
You can
goal
find
find a 7 or 8
you can find an that's rare. Like regardless of the personality is rare.
yeah
Like
oh
that's just like a higher echelon of like woman.
just never yeah you never really see anyone walking around the street that's like that well that's just like so much better looking yeah like what a 9.5 like would a 9.5 just be so much better looking than anyone else like it's like so
You just see
literally
it
like
you
it
don't see it
sticks
that
out
often.
like a sore thumb.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't see that often. Like I feel like a lot of the attractive women you see are like eights.
Yeah, they're even sevens now. Sevens.
Seven,
I
yeah.
I've seen a lot of sevens, but that's just my way of experience. That's my experience.
Like everybody has their own like head, like how they rate shit though. So it's like
Yeah.
I don't know.
Own head, own, and even like what they look for and like who they come across. Like it's everything's just different.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, hey, what are you gonna
There
do?
was just like this one thing me and Steve and I were talking about, where it was like we were saying, is it easier or harder? Is it more common to find like a good looking guy who has a good personality, or like a good looking girl that has a good personality?
Like define good looking. Are we talking like just what meets the criteria or like
I guess that's like an objectively. I don't know. We didn't like specify. We just said like above average.
yeah. Um, for guy, I don't know. I could see. I don't really see too many guys that just like look like anybody could like would want to be with them. Like in the set, like with their look, like you never really see a guy that's like so good looking, like it's like a magnet almost. But with girls, it's that yeah, it's like you
Well,
find a
yeah.
really attractive one,
Well,
then
I
yeah.
think for me, like, I guess are you referring to like when you see a good looking guy, you're like, this is a good looking guy, but it's like a girl's type kind of.
Either that or it's like I don't know, and I mean even in the sense like I don't know, like because a good looking guy, like your stereotypical good looking guy is like he's got abs, like he's like the pretty boy,
Yeah.
like and it's like your typical dude, like cut off sleeve, like rocking the ab bod, like
Yeah, I mean, like the people have different preferences and tastes. That's just like kind of like the mainstream, I guess you could
exactly,
say.
yeah. Well, like that type of look, that's just like
I guess like well, women see it as like a masculine. Like you're in shape, you're good looking,
yeah,
you're
exactly,
capable of having a family, kind of thing. Like
exactly,
kind of
yeah.
like what how men like the hourglass figure
Yeah,
kind
I
of
feel like
thing.
sometimes though, I don't know. I don't think I can like I never really try to assume, but like there I don't know, there'd be like sometimes where I'm like there you'll see like a guy who's like, too almost like he's trying to get in perfect shape where you're like, yeah, he only cares about his muscles. Where
Yeah,
there's like other people that are like, wanting to get in really good shape, but they also want to be a good family man. They want to be good with,
yeah.
everyone that they know, like they want to be
You
a good coworker,
you should
whatever.
watch this YouTube channel called Generation Hope. It's so funny. It's like Dahar Man. You know that channel?
The Harmon? I do not.
It's like this is like dumb, but it's like hilarious, like the way they act and like it's just exposing people, just like dumb skits and shit. And like this one was like woman was she like cheating on her husband with like this a black guy. She's like, yeah, I'm dating a real man. He goes to the gym and he's like a Chad. And then like she like goes to the and she ends up like moving in with the guy and she like gets in fights with him because all he does is like have roid rage and shit.
Why does this sound like a reality show version of Blue Mountain State?
One of them was like, this girl was cheating on her husband with like a rich CEO, and the husband walked in and he's like, "What are you doing?" She's like, "I'm cheating on you. I'm sleeping with Javier. He's a real man. He's a CEO who's rich, and he goes to the gym 6 times a week." And then the dude like flexes his muscles. He's like, "Actually, I go to the gym
Seven
7
times.
times a week."
And what she do after that, she's like, "Oh, I have to switch over to this guy now."
She's like, "Bye bye." Bro, women could be more heartless than that than dudes actually,
Oh, sometimes yeah, they
because
don't
they
give a
see it as like
fuck.
a, they're climbing the ladder. They're
They're
like,
moving up the tiers.
yeah,
Wonder if guys for I guess probably we do probably think like girls have tiers, but like for girls for guys like if there's like an A tier guy, an S tier, an S tier high value man.
forget like which fucking thing it's called. Yeah, I'm sorry for misflexing. I go to the gym six to the win.
I'm fucking mashing.
We've like off course, but we've had a good conversation.
Hey, anything can happen on the Sports Matrix podcast.
Bruh.
Dip that popcorn, yeah.
No, but like honestly, respect, bro. Loki, like us two and like Steven and Ben, we gotta like just we gotta have some drinks and just watch this channel. This channel is so dumb.
Dude, we gotta have an episode as well.
Dang, Steven's out of town.
Yeah, he's in Ireland or Scotland or wherever the
Maybe over the weekend I can have you and Ben over or something.
yeah.
Oh, maybe.
Something like yeah. I
Yeah.
think I'll have to see, but I think I'll let you know. I'll let you know.
No, I'm doing on Friday. I mean, I just don't want to go to a bar because I want to like save money before I go and get a job.
Yeah, true, dude. Also, like, yeah, I feel like this is one thing. Like, there's gonna be like an occasion where like you go to a really poppin' bar and it's like, you know,
Yeah, I don't know, because I feel like every weekend it's like it's not just my friend group. I'm sure like a lot of friend groups they're always just like let's go to the bar. It's like it's so repetitive.
yeah, exactly. It's just like a thing to do. It's like
It's like
it's not really like like a
yeah.
bar. It's like yeah, like go crazy.
Like it's
Like
Friday, we should just go to the bar because it's like societal norm kind of thing.
it's like just going to like play putt putt or like going to I don't know. It's just like a normal thing. It's just
It's
like
like going to a grocery store.
yeah, yeah,
It's like
that's what I was gonna say, but it's like like the grocery store version of going out. I guess
yeah,
the best.
because like people like you go to Tuesday you do your grocery shopping, on Friday you do your out drinking.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, that yeah. You're say
yeah,
you're yeah. You're making the list on Tuesday, and
yeah.
you're prepared for you're pre-gaming a couple days early for Friday.
That, but like also just like I feel like in the middle of the week you kind of just run errands, and then the weekend is like when you let loose.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh well, you're just doing like literally because you're doing so much stuff in the middle of the week, and then it's like whenever you have time, you're like, I can make an errand or two. I can whenever I have time.
Yeah. It's kind of crazy though. Like, come to think of it, like it's like a lot of. I don't really care like what people do because like at the end of the day, like I think it's cringe when people are like they see themselves as like above people because they like they have more money or like
Yeah.
they're good looking or like they just work really hard and they're just like, oh look at these people. I'm on my grind set of drinking. I'm so much better than them. It's like bro, like who gives a fuck? Like we're all human beings. It's like people have different choices they make, obviously.
Yeah,
So it's like a choice, but like,
and
well,
people go out at different times. Like who's to say you're not gonna go drink it on a Monday or I don't know, like a Sunday or something.
yeah,
Like like there's I don't know. Like but the only thing like what I do with that is I just think it's my motivation more rather where I'm like it just motivates me when I like need to work out and I'm like look what you could do and like what look what everyone else would do like on that specific day like come on
yeah, I feel that. Yeah, I don't think you should see it as like you're better than other people.
Oh no, it's
Yeah,
not like yeah, no.
yeah.
It's just like it's yeah, people just make choices, but
But like it's like I was saying, like a lot of people, and I don't really want to have this, but like this is what a lot of people just kind of do. They work like Monday to Friday. They're working. It doesn't have to be a cubicle. It could be anything, and they just kind of work their jobs. You gotta do what you have to do to get by. And then on the weekends, kind of just drink, and then it's like a cycle. And I think it starts for a fair amount of people in college because the drinking culture in college
yeah.
is like really big. And obviously, like it's kind of changing now because I feel like a lot of people in our generation they want to like pursue different shit and everything.
Yeah.
But it's hard, man. It's like a hard world out there with all the inflation and everything. It's like you gotta you gotta work hard, but you also gotta be smart. You gotta believe that you're lucky. You gotta manifest your luck.
You have to literally you
Yeah.
have to do everything has to go right. And but I genuinely
And
think
no, sorry to interrupt you, but
go
not
ahead.
only that, but like when things go wrong, you have to like bounce back and like
Yeah.
come
Oh
back.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Oh, exactly. Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
that's like a thing even just like when like just in general like it like people do that things like people like have their routines and they do the stuff they do but if you can be more productive it's always good it's just always
Oh yeah,
good
for sure. Like that's just a human thing. Like being productive. Like, and that's why it's annoying with all the social media and all the video games and all that. Obviously, you
yeah
can have your fun with it, but it's designed to be so addictive that it's like you can't get enough
yeah
of it. So it's like people get trapped and they just order their food and they just do whatever and they're just pleasing themselves without earning it. So then they're and it feels good, obviously, but then the more and more you do it, the more you're just like you just feel depressed and empty. You're like, the fuck, what
yeah
the fuck am I doing this for?
yeah
Yeah,
exactly well that's the thing it's like everything's good in most things are good in
oh yeah.
moderation and
You
are
can
in
have drinks in
moderation
moderation, cigars, yeah,
in moderation but
yeah.
then literally it's like I feel like with all this stuff, it's like it's almost pretty much being like trying to smoke nicotine in moderation. You can't you can't do that.
Dude, I could not smoke marijuana in moderation. I had to quit cold turkey because
Oh
the
yeah,
finish was just so amazing.
and maybe I'll get to that point one day, but
I mean, I don't know. Is it like a real problem for you? Like, does it affect you?
oh yeah, no, I'm either smoke. It's like or like
Crispy Kreme?
like
Oh,
that like not even like a vice, but just like that. Do you have like that food that like if you buy it like you will not stop eating it? Like it's
what?
so good.
I like barbecue chips, bro.
Barbecue chips, yeah.
It's
So
hard to
it's like
put fucking. It's hard to put down those motherfuckers.
yeah,
Barbecue chips, they're so good.
that's my barbecue chips right there.
Marijuana and barbecue
You know
chips.
what's funny? I did have barbecue chips yesterday.
Dude, when you're high, that's slash. You just watch some YouTube.
Oh, so fire, so fire.
Do you like cigars? I like cigars, but I don't want to do them a lot because it's bad for your health.
It's just like
It's
this
just like I don't know. I
cigar.
can't really bring on my health like that.
Cigars are something I'm glad to say I do very rarely. Like I love doing it when I like when
Yeah.
you've accomplished a bunch of stuff and like you're out on
Yeah.
vacation and then you're
Yeah.
like, oh, now it's time.
Yeah, like it's so much better that way. Like I don't want to do it like every other weekend or
Yeah.
at the most once a month.
Yeah,
Maybe
exactly.
like that's even like pushing it though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I believe it same
Yeah.
thing with the bars, like just in like that type of thing. Like I want to earn it. Like I don't want
Yeah.
to just like, it's like, oh, you go to the bars. It's not it doesn't like if it's a reward, like a treat, like then it's like
Oh, for sure.
you're
Yeah.
not no pun intended, but your dopamine goes up.
Yeah. I just even when I'm working, I don't want to go there every weekend though.
Yeah. Exactly. Well,
But when you're working, it definitely gives you the incentive to go there.
yeah, that's the thing. You
Yeah.
just need to find a release, and it's hard to find a release. I mean, I don't know. Some people do like yoga, or
Working
some
out's a
people
good
do
release.
working out's pretty
Meditation's a
good.
pretty good release.
Meditation's not bad. Yeah.
Um, going on a drive would be nice.
Yeah, sometimes. I feel like
Yeah.
I can only very rarely go on like reflective drive. Like the drive where I'm
But like, yeah,
like just thinking about shit.
when you need it, yeah. It's nice.
Oh yeah, from when you
Yeah.
need, I always take the like when I need to drive, I'm like I'm going for a drive.
Do you listen to music on a reflective drive or no?
Oh, 100%. That's I kind of like have like I don't know. It'll be like I don't do it on like a by structure thing, but like I'll listen to some music, then I'll turn it off, just getting my thoughts, start playing music again, kind of relax a little bit. So it's just kind of it's a mixed
When
bag.
you first got a license, did you like drive it like 1 in the morning just to have fun? That's what I would do.
That's like I
Not anymore, but when I first got a driver's license.
I would like because I didn't. There was like probably first couple months I was very careful with my driving. Like I only drive on
Yeah.
the day. I hated highways, so I never drove on the
Bro,
highways.
I don't get that. Like the highway's the easiest.
It's sometimes, but when you like you have to like actually be focused and alert when you're on the highway because like you
Well,
can't
that's
just
true,
like
but you're just going
sit back.
straight though.
In some cases, yeah, but
Yeah.
or there's also like curves and stuff.
I just like the highway because you're like zooming.
You could be zooming and
Does it like
going
make you
fast. Yeah.
scared?
I don't like driving very fast, so that's why I also like.
I'm
I
trying
don't
to
really.
think like I don't know, like
I wouldn't say I'm a grandma on the road, but for my age, I'm a big grandma.
no, I mean I'm pretty conservative on the road too. I'm just trying to think like what's like the hardest. I don't like driving in like major urban areas like cities.
Yeah.
That's like
Oh,
the hardest.
I'd never drive in Chicago ever,
I've
never.
driven in Chicago before. It's not that fun.
I've driven it like twice,
I
three
was actually
times.
the one time I drove in Chicago. I don't want to go to prison. Like I was high.
Dude, okay, who is it though? Nowadays in Chicago, who is it?
What do you mean, who is it? Oh yeah, it's legal now.
Who
I don't.
is it?
Wait, fuck,
Well, even
I
driving
forgot
high.
that marijuana was legal in Illinois.
Driving high is illegal, but everybody does it. Sorry,
And that's true.
12
Yeah,
out
that's
there.
true.
You'll actually have to find people.
1 billion fans are gonna report us to the Karens.
We're going we're going to 12, man.
Yeah.
We're getting our just take me to jail. Take me to church.
Well, like it was
I
my
was here.
group again. They came into the story again because like earlier, like because I missed the part of the finals because I hang out with them. So like we were just like drove up. It was during COVID, so like it was like the Soviet
That's
Union
such a
over there, and like we couldn't even go to Millennium Park
what?
because there was
Oh,
like a limit of people there.
and they like weren't there like policemen like waiting there
This was
like in case you wanted to play?
December 2020.
But like if you went to a park, would they kick you out because there's too many people
They
at a
just couldn't
park?
go in. There was like security there.
Oh, the secure. Oh, yeah, yeah. So they're already there. Like,
I feel
cause
like the Soviet Union. I was like, hi, man. I feel like I'm in the Soviet Union.
yeah,
Snowing there.
dude, that's crazy. Dude, that would feel like you're in the middle of Siberia.
Yeah. Can't go in the park and it's like snowing and there's a mask on. Like what?
Literally. Well, that's the thing. Is like literally like when we do like because there'd be a couple times where me and my friends would want to do like we'll go to the park play some 2v2s. We get to the park 2 minutes later. Woo, 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 you see them pull up, get the fuck.
Why?
Because you just can't you.
Stop.
Yeah. Well, this wasn't early COVID. This was like maybe June, like somewhere around like in the summer.
Oh, 2020?
Yeah.
That is early COVID.
Yeah, but it's or like talking about like March April was like when it all started.
Just a few months of it, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. But like there was like I'd say after like 2, 3 months, it's like, like you can't have like 2, 3 friends playing basketball.
People were still kind of tripping about that though at that point.
People 100% people
Yeah.
were tripping about it. Yeah,
Yeah.
well also they're like and that's the thing is like well overall like, is good like we had to watch it, we had to be careful, but again, people can make their own choices. If we want like if you have like, like 5v5, like yeah, kick everybody out. Like yeah, like
Like that early on, yeah.
but that's the thing. People in the NBA finals were happening at that time. So like
Over it.
in the
In
bubble.
October, right?
Yeah. It was a bit later, but yeah.
COVID, I got COVID twice.
I got eight. I think, and this is the thing. This is probably why I'm also a little because I'm asymptomatic, so I don't really have as much of like an actual like the the vaccines I got. Fuck the vaccines. Like sick. I got sick.
I'm glad because I didn't get the vaccine.
Yeah, but it only
I did, but my gut was telling me no, bro. Because like I know that most people who took it, like, they are fine, but I just didn't want to take the risk because I have very adverse reactions to the medications myself, and the vaccine hasn't been tested enough. So I'm just like, I don't want to take this risk.
I don't think anyone would blame you for not trusting the medicine.
Bro, I mean, there are people that were like fucking crazy. They were like, you gotta take the vaccine if you care about the grandmas of the world.
That's all. That's
Those
all.
are
Like
just like the Karens on Twitter, though.
yeah. Well, it's mainly just cause like the. I don't want to dive deep into this, but this is a good history lesson just in general. Why a lot of African Americans were resentful of taking the vaccine, because all these people
Oh
are like
yeah.
pushing the vaccine, are like all like older white guy, like not to just pin total stereotypes because it's not true.
So all the people who are for it or against it.
All the people that were like, well, the adamant like right away, like in April, like take the vaccine or not April, whenever Pfizer,
class white and Asian people.
exactly.
Yeah.
And like for like the African American population, not too long ago, like your grandma probably lived through the Tuskegee experiment.
Yeah. I knew you were gonna say that. That's very interesting. Yeah.
We know about that, so it's if you don't look it up, it's bad. But
Wasn't Joe Biden talking about that?
was he talking about
He
it?
was like saying, "I understand why the black people don't want to get the vaccine because of what happened in Tuskegee, but it's a different time now."
That's
We have
actually what he
public
said.
culture. He said some shit like that. You know,
Yeah.
he said some shit about like the black people have to get vaccinated.
That's it. And that like
Yeah.
okay, in that sense, like and that's like kind of like it's like that viewpoint, but like yeah, there's other ways. You can handle it differently, but
Well, I just don't like the thing is like the people who got vaccinated were always the ones that judge people for not being vaccinated. The people who did get vaccinated, they didn't really give a fuck about the people who got vaccinated. Most of them, at least what I noticed.
I could see that, yeah.
Like people who didn't get vaccinated, I didn't hear them like judging people that much at least.
Yeah, oh no, nobody
Yeah.
there were yeah, it was only just like the kind of like your stereotypical I don't want to say this again, but MAGA like that
So, like,
type of
yeah.
and like the in your face anti
The other kind of white person.
yeah, exactly. Yeah. I feel like literally, yeah, it's like you got either like the
thing, bro. Like,
yeah.
I'm more of a Republican myself. I didn't get vaccinated. It was obviously sort of like kind of because of that. It hasn't been tested, but also because of the medications I haven't taken I've taken in the past. Like literally Adderall made me tweak so much. So I don't know what the fuck this would do to me, bro. I was just like, I don't want any of this.
I know this sounds bad, but I would love to take Adderall.
Adderall made me tweak out. Like I don't know. I had a very because I have a very sensitive system to medication throughout my life. So like the fact that I've had so much like bad experiences with medication throughout my entire life, I did not want to get the vaccine. That shit made me afraid.
Yeah. Oh yeah, no, I
people
like
people understood where I'm coming from with that.
yeah, that's it, and like that's the thing because I've had a couple bad reactions to medicine before, so like I wonder like that makes me wonder like am I set like do I just sense or not
It's normal
medicine
I
overload?
think it's normal to have people have bad. I have bad reactions to like stimulants.
It's like different ones. Oh, so you know exact I like because I don't know what I maybe depressants because that's what I was taking,
I've been,
but I
yeah.
don't know what type of medicine like because you say stimulants like the specific type of like medicine.
Like most pharmaceutical drugs that I've taken throughout my life, I've had bad reactions to.
Yeah,
So like, and also when I was in the hospital, like with the psychosis, the drug-induced psychosis,
and this
that
was during COVID, right?
this was the year before.
Oh, the year before COVID.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so it was like not that far.
yeah,
And then the month of February, they were just carbon bombing me with medication to medication every day, and each day of the month, I was more and more hallucinating. So I'm like, yeah, like I just didn't want to deal with
yeah.
that. I mean,
Man, you were
obviously,
hallucinating, man.
obviously, the vaccine wouldn't like do anything like that.
Yeah.
But based on the fact that I had that experience, I was just so cautious about it.
Yeah. Well, also, actually,
Uh,
there have been who there was it. There's like a very little amount of the population that has actually died from the vaccine,
oh yeah,
and even
most people are fine, but there's still some really weird like blood clotting, heart attack stuff that's
well,
happened.
that's like, and
Yeah,
if you had a prior health condition, like basically like there's like the small people who've actually like passed away from causes of the vaccine, and then the even smaller population that like died like in like due directly to the vaccine instead of they had a like you're saying a blood clot, heart disease, like
yeah.
that stuff, like and then the vaccine just perpetuated that. But
And the vaccine, like, there's not a big enough sample size to know how effective it is. Like, they literally tested it for like I don't know how long it was, but don't they usually test vaccines for like a decade before they're released to the public?
yeah, this one was super quick. This one
I
was
mean, I know that was a health emergency, but I
yeah.
feel like they should have like at least tested it more.
Yeah, well, that's the thing in general is like, yeah, like it did not get tested very quickly, so also another reason why people probably didn't trust it.
Yeah, that's the main reason. Besides like what I just said personally, like that was the main like public reason I didn't trust it,
Yeah.
and also how like the government was so like you gotta take the vaccine. It's like fuck you, government.
Well, it's also it's also because this
yeah,
country's so damn divided. Like, there's
yeah,
also like like when Trump was in office, he's
yeah.
like, it doesn't. What's COVID? Well, I don't even know what that is. And then
There's
Biden's like, vaccine, vaccine, vaccine.
Trump low key pushes the vaccine like more than you think though, because like he actually like takes credit for like Operation Warp Speed.
He did. Well, he was. It
Yeah,
was during his administration that the
yeah. So
vaccine
he
got.
takes credit for that, and like, and he was actually saying that in one of his rallies that like he's like encouraging people to take the vaccine, and he was in Alabama and they were all booing him, and like people were like Trump's a cult leader, but like if you're a cult leader, why would your own fan base boo you? Like that doesn't make any sense. Like
Yeah,
I
true.
support Trump, but in terms of like, I mean, you obviously you should encourage people to take the vaccine, like that's fine. But there's parts of Trump I don't disagree with. Like, unless you're like a stupid person who disagrees with everything. Like most Trump supporters, or at least most of them that I've known, they're not like religiously following him. Like they just think he's a good president.
Yeah.
You know,
Well, like
it's like the
it.
MAGA crazies. You know.
I feel like the
Uh,
thing is though is like because like typically with like cults I feel like the leader is a guy who's like so out of the normal and you like everything he
yeah.
does is so out of the normal. It's not just like the argument of like everything is institutionalized and it's the system and yada yada yada. If every like what everyone else is doing is normal, but like also these people like they because they do stuff that's so out of the norm, like that's what everyone like their fan base wants to do, and then they
Yeah.
get
It's not
sucked up
normal.
and it's
It's
relatable,
like
and
a
then they
status
get
quo.
the status quo, and that's the impact. And then when they get sucked into it, and then
Yeah.
like someone does something that would be considered more of a normal type of viewpoint, like yeah, like Trump saying people should take the vaccine.
They're like what? They're siding. Is like they're probably like
You're siding with the institution.
establishment. Yeah. Because like obviously Trump has a very hardcore fan base, probably more than any other president ever. I can't really think of another one. There could be maybe there's another one, but when I think of a cult, like I just think of like some I don't want to say Indian guy, but like it could be another person besides an Indian guy. But I just think of some like crazy man who just like everybody religious thinks he's a god and just uses his platform to like sleep with all these women and like just like people just blindly obey everything the person says.
Oh
And
yeah,
Trump, like he's probably the closest thing to that in American politics.
yeah.
But I don't. People are just like you shouldn't like loosely say cult leader. You know.
Yeah.
Uh,
Like cult
Cults are
leader.
fun. Like cults are just different.
Well, cult leader is an
Yeah.
actual like
Yeah.
you believe in a religion,
Yeah.
like and it like it's more. It's not political. A
Yeah.
cult is not, but it's you could say it's like
It's not a
like
religious thing.
it's like a
Yeah.
moth. It's a bunch of moths to a light. It's like it's
It's worshiping a man as a god. It's like false idolatry. Or
people
false.
should
Yeah.
have the ability to think for themselves, but some
It's
people
false idols.
false prophets,
Yeah. False
or to J
prophets.
Cole,
Yeah.
but But yeah, also it's yeah, it's just also people get sucked into like not even just worshiping, but like the like somebody to guide them, somebody to if like because it's hard to like sometimes even just like disagree with people and like having that thought of like no, I'm like the way I think from my experiences is this because of this and this and this, and for you you can have this and this because that's what you went through, but like
Yeah.
yeah, some people they're like afraid to think for themselves almost.
People are just like they're not objective enough. And
Yep.
I mean, obviously, no one's perfect. Like I'm not like I make mistakes. Like I'm not saying I'm better, but like I do give myself credit because I see a lot of things. At least I try to. Like there's obviously some biases there, but I like to see things very matter of factly. What is actually the facts? I don't. I'm not a very emotional person, so I want to see like what's actually happening, and then dictate my beliefs based off of that. At least from what I see, because a lot at the end of the day, there's a lot of misinformation. So like what the information I'm getting on my algorithm could be different from you or whatever
Yeah.
someone else. But I just try to be very like logical and like matter of fact. Like I don't want to be like I don't want to like believe in something just because like my feelings are like saying that's the right thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, I think
Yeah.
everybody's so emotional now.
Yeah.
It's hard to
So
use. Like if you use logic, it's like almost like what type of magic are you pulling out?
yeah, I guess like I'm a rare breed then. I don't know. I mean like I do like definitely have like favoritism and everything, but I mean you know me. I'm not a very like I'm a pretty logical type guy.
Yeah.
I mean you are too, honestly. Like
Oh, thanks.
more than most of our generation. Like a lot of the people in our generation, um, they just like want to hop on the trend and just they want to feel good and they want to be part. Obviously, like it's human nature.
Yeah.
That's human nature. Like you want to be part of a group, but you want to be part of a group that like people like share the same beliefs and values as you. So
Yeah.
that makes sense. But I think the problem is that people don't want to interact with other groups and they just think they're superior because like of their experience in life when in reality like the other group they just had a different upbringing. So it's like people who grew up in Mississippi versus people who grew up in like Detroit. Like
Totally
it's so
different.
different.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know.
Well, and
Yeah,
like again, and with like beliefs and value, like literally that is why we had a civil war because like
yeah.
our the way our two like countries and I guess in one like grew up was so different from each other that yeah that
It was
we're
states' rights at the end of the day.
states'
But,
rights too, but yeah, like the the like because everybody was so because I think it's a lot like now like where there's so much tension like especially in the capital because everybody completely disagree with each other, and if they did not have their way, they were going to duke it out. And that actually did happen one time in the White House,
for
but
Andrew Jackson,
Andrew Jack, I didn't hear that
we had a
story.
duel.
Oh, Andrew Jackson won his duel too.
He's
Yeah,
had some duels.
yeah, he's won it.
Most
Yeah,
Haggerty,
he's won most of them. I mean, then you throw in Alexander Hamilton, but that didn't go as well. But
Alexander Hamilton.
yeah,
He had a duel with him.
no, he had his own duel with somebody else.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Oh, that's how he died. He died
Really,
in a
I did not
duel.
know that.
Yeah. That's why they literally Alexander Hamilton was the single reason they outlawed dueling.
Bro, I didn't. Bro, it's not as cool as Andrew Jackson. He just died.
That's
What
it.
a lame
Yeah.
guy. Just kidding.
Oh no, genuinely that I feel like that's it, the thing with duels. It's like if somebody loses like, "Oh, you lost a duel. Come on, man."
Dad, you're like you loser.
It's literally like losing your like a sports game. Like, yeah, you're the loser. You failed like
It's like the old fashioned like it's like losing a boxing or MMA fight. It's like instead you're just dead.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You can't figure out what you're going to do the next game. You're just yeah.
That's crazy though, because like back in the day, like when people had beef, like they'd do a sword fight or they would like do a gunfight
Oh
or
yeah.
like a duel. For most people, unless like you're like a YouTuber or like you just like want to box someone in the hood or something,
Yep.
like it's just like a keyboard like fuck you, you faggot liberal.
Yep, that's
Yeah.
hit the nail on the head. Yep.
It's hilarious though.
Well, the pendulum literally swung like
Yeah,
all the way over there. That's why we got to bring it back to like the center, and then we can
yeah.
have like
Even keel.
having more like controlled fighting and stuff like that or whatever.
Yeah, and like whenever you say something, like I noticed this one time, like when I was doing door-to-door sales in Texas, we were doing a meeting with this other team from Wyoming, and he said they were doing like sales in Colorado, and they're like, oh, we didn't do very well over there, and I was like, oh, why didn't they like you then? He's like, what are you talking about? They didn't like me. I'm like, well, I didn't mean it like that. I meant just like they didn't like
Yeah.
like you know what I mean? Like that's a
Yeah.
normal reaction.
Yeah.
Like
Exactly.
I wasn't saying like you're a bad dude. I'm just saying like why didn't they like you? Like you're rich. Like
Yeah. Well, I'm
and he took
assuming.
it very emotionally. He got
Yeah.
triggered at me, and he was from Wyoming. Like
Yeah.
people from Wyoming are getting triggered nowadays, man.
Yeah, like what? Well, because
Yeah,
traditionally, like, yeah, like, I mean, if it was because like I'm assuming the way you meant was like why didn't they buy your product?
Yeah,
Like what was
it's pretty chips my words,
yeah.
but like I didn't mean to say that. Yeah.
But even like as like I guess like a I don't want to like again normal's not the right word, but like
Situationally, you could usually tell.
if you want to if you have that growth mindset, your thought like if somebody like yeah if you ask like why didn't they like you? Why didn't they like me? Was I not good enough? Like, did I not present myself well enough? Did I come into aggressive? And then you start figuring out your.
Like let's say like you know we just met. Like let's say like hypothetically like we're just like at a sales meeting and we just met and you're telling me this and then I ask you that, would you be like, what the fuck's your problem?
Like, how could you? Oh.
You probably would be like, I just was rusty and like I forgot like to bring up some key points. You probably would just say
Yeah,
like, I don't know.
I'm
Something
like
like that.
I'd like analyze. Yeah, what?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, maybe if we just met though, I'd be like, or just like
I could have probably said like, why didn't you guys do well or something maybe.
or yeah, I mean, yeah, obviously, yeah. There's like probably a better way you could say it, but like in that instance, like yeah, if I did take it that other way, from a person I did just me, I'd be a little bit like yeah, I give you a little bit like what, but like then I just think anyway, like
The wording was off. I think the
what
question
did I
was
do?
like my intention wasn't bad, but the wording might have been off because I don't really have like a filter. Like there's one time where like I was working at Pinstripes and like I used to work at a restaurant and this girl was like talking. We were talking. These two girls and me were talking, and she was like saying that she
Did they work there or no?
yeah, they work there, yeah.
Oh yeah,
And then she was like, I don't know if I want to go to the gym today. And I can't remember what I said. I think I was like saying like, why not? Like, don't you want to like get better? And then she was like, what? How could you say such a thing? And then she forgave me, like she didn't care. But in the moment, they were like, both those two girls were like, so you're saying she's not good enough? I'm like, oh no, she's awesome. But I'm just saying like, no matter what, you can always get better. Like,
yeah, yeah. And it's like you have to be like, oh no, I have to deal with this. Oh my gosh.
I mean, guys are just like, yeah, bro. We gotta. I mean, there's a lot of girls with the same mindset too, but girls
Yeah.
more so take it like, oh, you don't think I'm like cute or anything?
Yeah.
But like, no, I'm just like, she was a hot girl. Like, she was a cool girl we talked to.
Yeah.
She was a cool person to work with. I was just saying, like, don't you want to improve your gym?
Yeah, like or like yeah, like just don't you want to build more muscle or something like that? Like don't you want
better shape? Like, I mean, she's like, I don't know.
yeah, just get in shape.
I
Yeah.
didn't mean it like you're a fat bitch. I just meant like, don't you want to like go to the gym and like feel good afterwards and get endorphins?
Well, exactly. Yeah, like it's like because even like the say like thinking about like get in shape. It's like it's not you're telling someone that you're fat. It's just saying like like if you'd be like oh you should get in shape. You should get you should get more in shape. Yeah. Just
it probably would be good to say like get healthier.
yeah, like don't you want to don't you want to live healthier? Like don't you want just like explaining like yeah wait like yeah like and even the sense like yeah just like do you want to work out to get better or not that do you want to work out to yeah to become healthier do you want to work out to like have that physicality like
there's so many reasons to work out, bro.
oh yeah totally yeah yeah so many
there's
reasons.
So many reasons
But
it
yeah
helps
like
your mental acuity
the way
for
to
one.
work at
It helps your mental acuity.
it's like every
it helps you be more clear in your brain.
yeah
So like you can actually like retain information and like study and like so you're a better thinker.
oh true
So
yeah
your mental acuity, your mental health, physical appearance is obviously one of them.
yeah.
Just like self image is another one. What's another reason to work out?
Did you mention like just getting healthier like
Healthier, yeah. I guess that kind of like falls under all those umbrellas though.
yeah
Because you got like
well like
getting
because
smarter, you're getting better self image, you're looking better.
because that's the thing like the brain stuff like the thing like if you work out and then you like go attend like you go to a class or like you attend like a meeting or something like that that's like the short term like great effects of working out and then like so you can be all focused and stuff and like the long term is like like if you keep working out like and you build that habit when you're 90 you're gonna be doing push-ups left and right like it's nothing
Consistent with working out like just a compound you're just going to be have good mental clarity just every day.
exactly yeah like you're literally gonna be like totally on cue, on focus, like just ready to take on any task.
Yeah.
But yeah, is that what you got anything else you want to say or is
No, I think it was a good episode. We just because there's not much going on in the sports world, we talked a lot about like different stuff going on in society and different personal experiences. But definitely stay tuned. We plan on talking about some boxing if you're
yeah.
down. I mean,
Oh yeah, the fights coming up in the future.
We could talk about some combat sports and we probably should look into some baseball. I'm just not a big baseball guy, so.
I'm getting more and more into it, so I could talk a little bit about it, but
yeah. I mean, regardless, like we talk about good shit, so.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, you heard it. Stay tuned, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you all for coming by. And we'll look forward to seeing you next time whenever the next episode comes. So please subscribe, like, comment, and yeah, we'll see you guys in the next one.
Peace.
Peace out.